Well, I think we're getting better. I think we got a lot of great competition in a lot of positions, and that helps. Our offense, they got a lot of skill over there and a lot of guys who can run fast and do things, and we've got to keep adjusting better. We've got to be communicating better, and we got to finish plays a little better.
Do you have any particular you're looking at as you judge progress? What do you?
I want to see how physical we are on the line of scrimmage, how physical we tackle, if we do a good job with leveraging tackles and those kind of things that are part of football.
Can you see in your mind kind of where you want a group to be now, where it is, or is it sort of?
It's a good question. I don't know if I have a good answer, but as long as we make those improvements daily in different areas, from our movements to how tight a coverage we're playing to the different things that we're asking the kids to do, if we can do that.
Over your years, you've stepped into a couple projects where you've had to really improve the defense pretty rapidly, and you've shown you can do it over 3-year periods. And you've had some time to look at this defense. How's it compared to those other operations?
I think every team's different. I really think this is a young defensive football team in a lot of ways. But I think some of the young guys who played a little bit are going to play more this year, and some of the new guys who have come in, they bring a great intensity to them also. So I think I'll be better to answer that after we line up and play a couple people.
You said that you wanted to see a more aggressive defensive front moving to the new system. Do you feel like guys have shown you exactly that they're more aggressive now?
I think we're closer than we were in the spring. You look at transitioning from a 2-gap to a 1-gap. I think we've done I know we have. I think Ron's done a great job with the guys up front, and they're playing more to the style we want to play to.
You said after spring ball that you want to hear more football.
Yep.
Are you hearing more football?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are. Was encouraged. Every day it's kind of up and down, but I think we're more encouraged about what we're hearing.
Would you take from the scrimmage?
Probably that I can't wait till the next scrimmage. There were guys competing. We gave up too many big plays, some communication breakdowns, leverage breakdowns from, the support, that who's the inside out guy, who's the alley runner, some of those things.
You had some linebackers enroll early for spring ball. Have you kind of seen their development maybe go faster than a typical freshman during fall camp?
Well, you hope so, and I think that's true in a lot of ways. I think the difference is that everybody was learning something new, and now, those guys should have been going to prom and all those things, but at the same time, I think they've come along. I think at that position, some of those young guys are going to have to come out and compete and play.
Jokes, what have you seen out of him? It seems like during the spring it was a lot of Prevost Hollins getting a lot of the praise at the end spot. Now it seems like it's Jokes.
Well, right now he's done a nice job, and we've got great competition there. I mean, there's really 5 guys who all bring something to the table one way or another, and so the competition is really good. Jalen's been taking most of the 1 reps right now, but that could change any day.
Who would be those other 2? I mean, I would assume it'd be Prevost, Hollins.
Well, Hollins and Trodney. I think Bryson Young is going to be a very good football player. And I hate to say that because he's a freshman. It's not fair to him, but he's a guy who's got a toughness to him and how he plays. Cody can help us at the 5 and there because he's smart.
Coach, how's Jalen Jokes improved as a pass rusher?
Well, I think he needs to improve there. I don't know if he's near where we need him yet. I'm an old school guy, and you gotta stop the run first, and you gotta have those guys who can transition. But I think with him and Hollins and Prevost and Bryson on the outside, move Ondu in a little bit, move Daniels in, I think it gives us a pretty good nickel cheetah kind of package with a lot of guys with speed.
Not to dwell on the scrimmage, but you mentioned leverage, and Coach Helfrich said maybe a few missed open field tackles.
Yes.
Was that a major concern for you?
Always a concern. I think the biggest thing, though, is if we keep our leverage. We keep our pursuit, which has been, I think, better and better every day we come out. I think the more comfortable they are, we added things. The spring we didn't play a whole lot of defense because we wanted to teach technique and all that. We've added some things. They're starting to understand those different packages. So I think it will be better.
During the spring, you talked about Canton just having to be healthy to be able to develop. So far, he said he's been on the field quite a bit. What have you kind of seen from him now that he's been able to string a few practices together?
Well, believe me, you get a better evaluation of where he's at, and I think he's been more physical on the line of scrimmage. He has that ability for us. We've still got to get off blocks better, but as far as knocking back football, he does a good job.
Ray, what do you see from Malik Lovett? He's only been a DB for about 10 months, and you've known him for about 7 of those.
Right. I think he's a guy that's competing. He has very good awareness football-wise. He's got good ball skills. Maybe not good enough to be a receiver still, but he's got good ball skills. He's intelligent and smart. He brings, an athleticism, and he's a more physical corner.
Is he a guy you'd be comfortable with plugging with the ones right now, or is he more like a backup to an Ariana?
I think right now, we got about 4 guys competing to be that number 1, and at both sides. So I think he'll continue to compete. We expect big things out of him.
On the line, some of the guys are saying they've lost some weight this offseason. Do you have a prototypical size or weight for a D lineman in a 4-3?
Interior guys,
it depends how well they can come off the football, strike, and get to the ball. And they can play when they get tired at the same as if they just started the game. I mean, that's part of it. Some guys that get too heavy and get a little sloppy, but it's for me. There's a weight in there for them where they can play as hard and well as we want them to.
In terms of linebackers, I know it's kind of an open position at this point, but how are AJ and Danny kind of faring at this point? And has either one of them?
Hey, both of them. They're competing. I think AJ is the guy probably right now who's playing at a little higher level.
So you'd probably give him the nod at this point?
Well, whatever the nod is, yes.
Coming in late, I know, but after almost 2 weeks, anything that's jumped out to you that you've learned that you maybe didn't expect coming in on August 7th?
I don't think so. I think the way we're improving, I think, daily is very something that, you're happy with as a coach. But at the same time, we've got a long way and a lot of work to do until we kick the ball off for real.
Talk about winning physical football on your defense, and Fotu's a guy that's been kind of credited with that. Where have you seen him develop since he's been here with spring ball with you?
He's a physical guy. I mean, he loves to play physical. He's got to be a little more under control sometimes, making sure he's going through a read progression of whatever it is. But, he's definitely a guy that, from a safety standpoint, he'll hit you if you come across the middle.
John was talking how he really hasn't learned any position because he played everywhere in high school. Does that kind of maybe limit his mistakes because he hasn't?
I don't know. I think, he's been here, 2 years now, right? It's big boy football.